expanded, passed through him, and then went on beyond his sight. But it might have been the agony taking him away. Yet the light remained, the images continued. He saw the doll again, lying near this time, on a little grey bed. Its head was porcelain, and not unlike 100 such likenesses of himself he'd seen over the years. The cloth of the torso was torn open, and the stuffing was coming out. As he watched, huge hands took up the doll and poked the stuffing back in, but there wasn't enough to fill it, so one of the hands vanished and returned with a wad of grey and shoved that in too, before sewing up the doll with a needle and thread. When all the stitches were made and pulled tight, a knife came down to cut it. He screamed as air sucked into his lungs and 1,000 pins seemed to sink into every inch of his flesh. He tried to vomit, but nothing came up, and he lay there sobbing, knowing nothing could ever be the same, that nothing would ever seem as bright or clean as it might have once. He cried like a baby, without coherent thought, without shame. A long time he did that, but in the end there remained something so hard and insoluble that it could never be made into tears and drained away. But he could feel the bitterness of it and make it anger, and in that he found at least a shadow of resolve, something he could nurse and make stronger in time. He opened his eyes. He lay inside a room like a grey box, with no discernible entrance or exit. Light seemed to filter through the walls themselves. He cast no shadow. The air had a stale, burnt taste, but he was no longer choking, and his chest rose and fell. He sat up, and his hands went reflexively to his belly. He realized then that he was naked, and he saw that a thick white scar ran from his crotch up to the base of his sternum. "Divines!" he gasped. "I wouldn't invoke them here," a feminine voice warned. He swung his head around and saw her. She was as naked as he, sitting with her knees drawn up to her chest. Her hair was rosy gold, her skin alabaster white, her eyes twin emeralds. She had the slender, pointed ears of an elf. "Do you know where we are?" he asked. "In Oblivion," she said, "in the realm of Malakath." "Malakath," he murmured, touching his scar. It was still tender. "That is what he calls himself," the woman said. "My name is Attrebus," he said. "Whom do I have the honor of addressing?" "You may call me Silhansa," she replied. "How long have you been here, Silhansa?" he asked. "Not much longer than you," she said. "At least, I think not. It's hard to tell, with no sun or moon, only the endless grey." "How did you end up here?" She shrugged. "I'm not sure." He paused to give her a chance to ask something of him if she wished, but when she showed no sign of doing so, he pressed on. "How do you know this is Malakath's realm? Have you seen him?" "I heard a voice, and he said his name. That's all I know. But I'm frightened." She paused, as she looked as if she had forgotten something. "What about you? How did you get here?" "It's a long story," he said. "Please," Silhansa said. "Your voice calms me. What brought you to this terrible place?" "I had a companion," Attrebus said. "A dark elf, a Dunmer, named Sul. Have you seen him?" "Yours is the only face I have seen since coming here," she said. "Tell me your story, please." Attrebus sighed. "Where are you from?" he asked. "Balfiera," she replied. He nodded. "So we're both from Tamriel. That helps. I'm from Cyrodiil, myself." He scratched his chin and found a beard. How much time had passed? "Okay," he said. "I'll try to explain. Not long ago, a thing entered our world from Oblivion, an island that floats through the air with a city upon it. Wherever the island flies, all those beneath it die and rise up again, undead. My companion and I were pursuing this island." "Why?" "To stop it, of course," he said, understanding how arrogant he sounded, how stupid. "Stop it before it destroyed all of Tamriel." "You're a hero, then? A warrior?" "Not a very good one."